I love using old cameras.
Cooking or food technology, woodwork, metalwork.
So film, VHS.
I'm an actress and cabaret performer.
I'm personally excited by telling stories, by my arts, by music, by writing.
School was my favourite place and the place I hated most as a kid.
I don't think my social life was particularly good at school.
My experience with school has been horrible.
Yeah, there's not really anything positive that came out of my schooling life. I had a really awful time at school.
I think friendships I have really struggled.
I've felt really alienated and rejected in my school environment.
At the start of school, I was a little bit challenged, a little bit nervous. I was afraid to start meeting new people, new teacher, and a new school in a new environment.
I was bullied a lot and no one sort of really knew what to do with me.
I was terrified of school because I never knew what to expect.
Challenging thing was I feel like I did have a lot of struggle making friends.
I never knew exactly what we were going to do each day, and I didn't know with 100% certainty if my friends were going to be there each day.
I feel like a lot of kids who are neurotypical haven't had enough education about other kids who are on the spectrum. Neurotypicals make up like the massive majority of our population compared to people who are on the spectrum, even though like more people are being diagnosed on the spectrum. Yeah, I think
especially more girls.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, more girls these days.
Because we're good at I find that we're good at hiding. We can sort of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're sort of like a chameleon. We can sort of fit in.
Yeah.
Try and fit in.
They'd write notes about me crying for hours wanting to go home.
When I was about 13, I was in a really, really bad place. I was depressed and anxious and was not going to school at all.
By the time I got into upper primary, I was able to hide it a lot more. And by high school, the only really acknowledgement of my challenges was the occasional comment in my report card that said I was really quiet and it was concerning.
For me, I was quite rigid in the way I thought and I didn't want to fit in.
So school was really hard and they just sort of said, well, you have to fit into what everyone else fits into, even though it didn't really work for me.
I was getting told you need to copy normal people. You need to find normal people and copy them, and that's how you need to be. That's how you need to behave. I also had the pressure of my parents wanting me to be a normal kid and me looking like a normal kid.
Some of the things that were challenging at school was when people thought that they mistook my behaviour, my autism behaviour, as being naughty.
If I couldn't learn properly and that was a barrier, then really mixing with other students was not going to be any easier. It was just going to be just as hard, possibly, if not harder.
And they assumed that I wouldn't be able to do certain things. When I felt that people didn't believe in me, I felt alone, and that led to anxiety in the future, like for seeing them for my next class. I didn't think that they had my best interest at heart.
At one stage, I really thought that fitting in would make me happy and everything, but like it turns out it really didn't make me happy, honestly. Following people and other behaviours, that did not make me happy at all. What makes me happy is, you know, socialising with the people who get me for who I am. That's what makes me happy.
I had a lot of good friends at my school that I could always talk to.
We saw the musical called Wicked, which completely changed my life. I decided when I saw that musical that that's what I wanted to do with my life. That sort of gave me the drive that I needed to continue high school. I sort of had this overall purpose and something to work towards that I really loved.
Even though it was really tough, when I was in an environment where I was able to use my strengths to combat my weaknesses, and when I was allowed to, when people saw me as something that they could utilise rather than a burden, and I could sense that belief in me, I was able to step up to my potential with the right support, and now I'm successful.
The first week, if anyone has autistic, they should introduce themselves, explain what kind of autistic they have, and just explain themselves, what they're good at, what they're not,